Welcome to my show. Let me start by displaying the poster that was done by the graphics folks here at the Academy with some of the photos. And as you entered, there's the book by Johnny Wilson of different stories from the fire and our sign-in log. And as you walk in, if we kind of do this chronologically, these are photos from when we first heard of the fire coming back from the mountains on about the 23rd of June when it first started. And then in the couple of days that followed, this is the day it blew up with shots of our beginning to evacuate. That day of the evacuation, I went up and took photos of the aircraft fighting the fire, and so you see some of the C-130s. And then of the evacuation, there's a painting by Steve Weed of Becky and the fire in the background on the hillside with photos of what the fire looked like in mountain shadows during the evacuation. And you can see this photo there of us heading out Flying W Ranch Road on the actual evacuation. We're going to skip ahead next to photos of one of the big cadet recovery efforts. And this was Blodgett Peak. And the photos on the left show the cadets building erosion barriers in Blodgett Peak area. And then the photos on the right show the opening of Blodgett Peak, open space, in August a year later. There's photos of the fire result up in the foothills, and then one of the things we found in our house, outside our house, a textbook singed page. Go here next and look at what we call the magic cornhole board that saved our house, and a photo of the utilities trucks streaming in to fix the area. There's my slideshow of different photos up on the screen, and let's step outside and look at some of the exterior photos. These are shots mostly in the snow and in the fall, showing the barren hillsides and the trees around mountain shadows and in the Blodgett Peak area. Backside of the engineering textbook and a sunset shot from the day we evacuated. And then here, these are all shots from immediately after the fire when we were first allowed back into the area. And you can see pictures of our neighborhood and then driving around in other areas, as well as the line of cars where the textbook page was and some of the helpers that were there to pass out water and food when we moved back into the house. So let's go back inside now. And one of the other photo by Steve Weed that we commissioned. Wonderful job by him on this. And this is the photo on which it is based, right there. Another photo of Blodgett Peak area. And then this is the work done in the Mountain Shadows area in August of 2012 to help pull out a lot of the burned vegetation and also mitigate against future fires. You see the piles of rubble here that we gathered up and stacked, more than 100 tons of burn and wildfire fuels that were stacked and then hauled away by the city. More photos from that event right there. And then an event the next year, this past fall, with, there you see Glamis and Musa. And then our tree planting work done in April of 2013, where we planted about 720 different seedlings in the area, in different burned ravines in people's backyards. And then more cleanup work still. That was from August. These are from August of 2013. And from June of 2013, unfortunately, these are shots of the Black Forest fire taken from our deck at our house. Different props around in the show, articles about the cadet work, along with some of the tools we used. And then on the easel, a full story from the Gazette, 2-pager that outlines the timeline of the fire. One last display, and this is work done on filling sandbags. Cadets doing 3 different events to fill sandbags, over 20,000 of them. That was done last year. Again, the other side, the main side of Johnny Wilson's book, What's Your Story? And the sign-in log. One last sweep. And that's the exhibition.